Well, hey y'all, it's Tiff and it's Monday, and that means I am back with another video. And today we are working outside of the journal, and I am juking and jiving right out here behind the scenes as I paint. And I decided to turn the camera on and allow you to come on a journey with me as I work on this abstract paper piece. So a few things I want to call out here are I am working on one of these is Bristol paper and the other one is watercolor paper. So just an FYI, that's the substrate that I'm using. And this is a book of black and white quotes that I have. And there's a few things that I know about myself and what I enjoy. So I think that's one of the key things when it comes to finding your style is picking out the things that you really love. Okay. So like if you're looking at people's art, which a lot of us do, right? And you're looking at someone's work, say, what do I like about this? And what I know is that I really like letters, typography, numbers, and I also like black and white contrast. Now, so that's what I'm doing is I'm tearing this book up, these pages that I tore out, and I'm incorporating them in there along with some masking tape, and I'm doing Liquitex gel medium to apply that. So I'm getting it good and smushed as I can, and there's really no rhyme or reason other than I am just going on a journey of exploration with this, and I fully believe that when you don't stress yourself out about the outcome, you're able to explore and really just have a good time. And to me, that's what art is for. Art is for me to be able to let loose and have a little fun. And hey, if something comes out pretty cool in the long run, then well, hey, yay. But otherwise, it's just like really not expensive therapy. Yeah, cheaper than therapy, right? So I'm using a contrast of the black background with the white words and then the white background with the black words. So I had a few of those. And again, it doesn't really matter what the words are saying at this point. Like these are just the basic background of the image here of our abstract piece that we will have. Now, you could be saying, Tiff, like, what? I just typically work in my journal, and that's cool. You can still follow along with this video and do this directly into your journal. I'm thinking that I will do a 3-piece series. I'm working on 2 pieces here, and I'll explain to you a little bit about why I work on multiple pieces at once. But I'm thinking I'm going to do 3 pieces. Maybe, and I have frames already, and I may put those in my house somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. And I really like how these came together. So I'm using that silicone spatula, which I believe is linked in the product list below. And then I'm using that with some Deco Arch gesso. And the gesso is just there for a few different reasons. So one of the reasons is that you will get different outcome with how your other mediums are going to sit on your substrate. So an example, if you have a piece of paper and you put liquid acrylics or acrylics on the non-gessoed and then you also put it on the gessoed side, you're going to get 2 different types, like 2 different saturations on that. And so I like randomness is what I live for. Okay, if you're new to my channel, well, welcome, honey. Where you been? We was just waiting on you to get started. Just joking. Hey, glad to have you. So the thing with that is, like, I just like randomness. I don't know, I like things that don't necessarily match. Yeah, probably people when they see me walking in this our place of business or something with my crazy clothing on, because I pretty much dress the way I make art. I just roll with whatever floats my boat, right? It doesn't matter if it matches or is in style. I make my own style up. Anyway, I digress. So you will notice that I am mixing a little bit of that milky white, which is kind of like a Titan Buff, I think, color with these different colors. This peach was a little too, I don't know, too not the color, so I mixed a little bit of that white, and then I'm going in with my Brayer, which is not washed, meaning that it has a lot of texture because it has dried paint on there, and you are seeing it pick up and kind of make some very interesting textures. And if you don't know, I am a bit of a texture whore, okay? You know, it is what it is. I just like texture and I can't help it. I feel like that should be a song. I love texture and I cannot lie. Maybe that should be a new t-shirt. I don't know. Anyway, so you saw me do a little scribble just because the spirit was just leading me to that, and I'm just listening to my muse just take me on a journey. And here I am, y'all. I'll tell you what, I'm just trying to use up these dilutions paints. I hate to waste, and I just want to use them, and I have so many of them, and they are so beautiful eye candy sitting on my shelf, but I really need to use them up. I've had them for a long time, so I'm trying to get all the goodie out of them. So I'm using a little bit of this. I think that's an olive green, and it was still on my desk from the other day when I filmed the You Me Same 3 challenge. This is real life, people. I'm a mess, both in and out of YouTube. And you can see here that I went in. I'm going to call that color Periwinkle because I'm in the room and I'm not walking in there to find out what color that was. But that Dilutions, and then I'm going in with that green, and I'm still not really sure about it, but I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. Have fun. If it looks good, cool. If it doesn't, it was still fun, right? So I'm using that milky white, and then y'all, I had to let that stuff dry because I had to dry it real good, and now I'm going in with 3 different colors. So here is a Tiff Tip, okay? Hashtag Tiff Tip. If I like taking multiple different saturations of color in a similar color palette. Okay, so for pinks or reds, and then we've got like some fuchsia pink and like a what is that, like bubblegum pink, and then I just like to see how they interact with each other, and if I like it, I keep it. If I don't, I just cover it up. And that's like, I don't overcomplicate painting, whether it's on canvas, whether it's in my journal. Like, I like what I like, and I know when I put something down and I don't necessarily like it, then I sit with it a bit, and then I say, okay, what would I like better in this composition wise, right? So I'm literally enjoying so much the paint in the paintbrush that is going on this paper. Like, I live for a good creaminess in the paint. Now, I will also tell you that I really like, for this particular technique with the Brayer and for it to pick up and do some textures and stuff, I like to have a fairly decent thickness, okay? So I'm not trying to get it so thin like I do sometimes in my journal because I want to be able to work quicker. Like, I knew I was going to have to let this at some point sit and dry a minute. Now, I am using a little bit of black gesso because I really like a good contrast and a really bold marks. I just like it. And if you like it, do your thing, boo. You can do that. It's your business. Like, this is going on your wall. This is going in your journal. And if you like it, then roll with it. And I know what I like. And so I'm doing what I do, and that is doing what I do best, using a little pop of that black. And I'm actually using black today, not Payne's Gray. And one of the reasons behind that is I had that black and white words on the back, and so I thought that I wanted to use that a little bit better. And then I just decided that I didn't really like that right there, and hey, that's fine, honey. Cover that mess up with some paint. Stick your hands in that paint and just zhuzh it around, and it'll be fine, and it'll be fun too, all at the same time. So I believe that oftentimes, okay, we have a tendency to be critical of ourselves and what is good. And like when you come to your art table, I don't show up thinking I'm good. Hell, I'm just like, can't even believe all you people follow me and like my stuff. Like, who in the world even imagined that? But, like, just show up to your table with like no expectations except for to just have fun, and whatever that looks like for you. Now, I will say about right here, I realized in my viewfinder that my daggum, I think you see like there was a little bit of a color fade right there, and that was because, I don't know if this is why, but about right now, I realized that my flipping battery for my camera is about to die. So I have to switch my batteries, and I think that kind of adjusted my camera a little bit. So I'm going back to the blue one, and I'm just working back and forth. Now, I told y'all earlier that I like to work on multiple things. Why do you like to work on multiple things at once, Tiffany? Because I just don't like to wait on that paint to dry. It is working my nerves. I just don't like it. So if you don't like it, you know what? Figure out a way around it. And a way around it is I'm a busybody, and I stay busy all the time doing. And sometimes it's productive stuff and sometimes it's not. But that's neither here nor there. One of the things that I know is that I think I don't overthink whenever I'm working on multiple pieces without just like sitting there waiting on something to dry. So that's why I prefer to work in multiple journals as well as multiple pieces when I'm doing like this, like art on canvas or on paper. And I'm using my Stabilo All, and you saw me bring out some Stabilo pencils. I think that's what that was. Was that Stabilo? Heck, y'all, I don't even know. And then I also brought out my Neocolor 2s. And then I'm also going to bring out some sandpaper. Tiff, what you gonna do with that sandpaper, sugar? Well, see, what you don't know is this was a few hours later. Okay, so a few hours later, after I went out and did a little bit of yard work, let this thing sit a while, I came back to it, and I'm just scratching it up and just really letting some of that paper to pull back that was collaged down, hitting the highlights of that masking tape texture that I had, and then also going through some of the layers of the paint. I am living for this scratchiness of this sandpaper, y'all. This is the moments I live for in life right here. And it just feels so good. And then I'm going to go in with my number 2, my old trusty number 2, and I'm making some really scratchy, messy scribbles because I like it. So why not? And then I'm finalizing a little bit of this and a little bit of that with that sandpaper. And I want to say this is like 100 grit. I feel like that's what the package says, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm feeling good about the pink one. Now I got to come back to this blue. Ooh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I'm using similar colors in that. And then I realized, Tiff, everything's better with pink on it. So I'm going in with this fuchsia pink, just a little touch, in a few different spots just to see, because I kind of tested that pink out with the watercolor pencil. And another tip is use a similar color palette when it comes. I like to use like that blue, for instance. I use that teal with whatever kind of watercolor crayons those were, as well as the Neo Color 2s. Like, I like to have a few different supplies in similar colors because you get different marks. And then, y'all, look at that. Goodness gracious alive. That's some goodness right there, if I do say so myself. So, thank you so much for being here. I hope this has inspired you to get messy, play, have fun, and remember, show up with no expectations. Just enjoy the moment and have a little fun. But before we go, let's add a little bit of India ink splatters because, well, I just wanted to. All right, appreciate you so much for being here. If you would, I would love for you to be a subscriber to my channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can get alerts the next time I have a video go live. I love y'all. Till next time, honey. Toodaloo.